From stories across the globe to stories here at home, this is the National News Broadcast. A very good evening to you. I'm Sharifa Tahir.
Good evening, I'm Stephen Dialwis. Let's take a look at the top stories for tonight. Police constables who were deprived of promotion set to be promoted to police inspector position. The crisis on the symbol of the United National Party continues to worsen. The working committee meeting has been postponed. The Prime Minister said that the freedom to engage in external activities and Dharma education has been limited due to the competitive examinations-driven educational system.
We move on to those and other stories in detail now. National organizer of United National Party, Naveen Dissanayake, says that the attempt taken to change the leadership of the party at present is an attempt taken to divide the party. He made these remarks at a media briefing held to express comments over the symbol of the new alliance. The working committee meeting scheduled tomorrow has been postponed owing to the conflict between the factions between the symbol. National organizer of United National Party, Naveen Dissanayake, said that the symbol issue within the party will be solved by next week. He added that if the UNP-led alliance contested under the heart symbol, it would lose its existing votes. He further said that the UNP parliamentary group had no power to decide on matters of such nature and that the final decision lies with the working committee. He added that the majority of the working committee has proposed that the alliance should contest under the elephant symbol. The parliamentarian pointed out that if a vote is required, a decision has to be taken on this regard. The party working committee could facilitate this requirement as well. However, he strongly advocated for the matter to be solved through dialogue, adding there is no desire to contest under any symbol apart from the symbol of the elephant. Further, he said, as Ranil Wickremesinghe, who is now 72 years old, he should be allowed to complete his chapter, adding Ranil Wickremesinghe had expressed he has no desire to remain at the top for long.
A series of constitutional proposals under the title Strong State, composed by Yuthukama organization, presented to the President today. The ceremony was held at the Sri Lanka Foundation Institute premises. The primary implications of the series of constitutional proposals are to journeying towards a prosperous state with cultural traditions, ensuring true public representation and sovereignty, building a united Sri Lanka, establishing a balance between the executive legislation and the judiciary. On behalf of the Yuthukama organization, renowned author Gunadasa Amarasekara and President Council Manohara de Silva presented a memento to the President during the event. Mahasangha ministers, MPs and President of Yuthukama organization Govindu Kumaratunga and National Organizer Anupa Pascal were present on the occasion. "33 persons who had arrived from Wuhan and later detained in an incubation center established at Diatulava Army Training Camp is set to be handed over to their respective families tomorrow." Sri Lanka Army spokesman Brigadier Chandana Wickremesinghe made these remarks today. He said that the detained persons at the incubation center are presently in a good health condition. Their 14-day quarantine period set to conclude tomorrow. Accordingly, they will be given the opportunity to return to their respective families. Examinations were conducted over 180 suspected cases of new coronavirus infections in the country thus far. Apart from the infected Chinese national, no other case has been reported in the country so far. Chief epidemiologist of the epidemiology unit of the Health Ministry, Dr. Sudat Samravira, said that the Chinese national has recovered from the infection and she will be able to return to her motherland at the earliest. Examinations on 8 other cases have been conducted by the National Infectious Diseases Hospital, Angada, and in 3 other hospitals. Specialist Dr. Sudat Samravira said that measures undertaken to prevent the spread of the virus in the country will be further conducted. Therefore, he said that an unnecessary panic should not be prevailed over this issue.
In the meantime, a memorandum was handed over to the Embassy of China in Sri Lanka today regarding the prevention of new coronavirus. It was handed over by Sri Lanka-China Friendship Association, Community for Cultural Freedom and several other national movements.
We highly appreciate all the efforts from all Sri Lanka peoples. Although there are different groups in Sri Lanka, you support us in different ways, but no matter in which way, no matter where you are from this island, we all appreciate your efforts and your support to China. Because 17 years ago, we defeated SARS, and this time we can defeat this disease as well, and also develop the economics. And the economic cooperation between our countries, between our two countries, will not be affected. Don't worry about it.
In the meantime, China's Hubei province announced 255 new deaths from the novel coronavirus today, twice as many as on the previous day. New infections in the Chinese province have jumped by more than 14,000. The new cases and deaths in the province pushed the national death toll above 1,350, with almost 60,000 infections in total. China's new confirmed cases of novel coronavirus pneumonia or COVID-19 outside of Hubei province, where the epicenter city of Wuhan is located, has been dropping for 8 consecutive days. Hundreds of cases have been confirmed elsewhere, with the virus being reported in about 25 countries in the Asia-Pacific region, as well as Europe, North America and the Middle East. China removed the top political leadership in Hubei, the province at the epicenter, or rather the center of the escalating coronavirus outbreak today. The province and its capital, Wuhan, where the infection now known as COVID-19 is thought to have originated in late December, also reported more than 14,800 new cases of the infection after adopting new clinical methods to diagnose the virus. Japan reported its first coronavirus death, Health Minister Katsunobu Kato said. The victim is an 80-year-old woman living in Kanagawa Prefecture, which borders on Tokyo, Kyoto. Singapore reported its biggest daily jump in coronavirus cases, with 8 newly infected patients, bringing its total to 58. A Chinese national has become the 19th person in Malaysia to be infected with the 2019 novel coronavirus. Meanwhile, the Singapore and Hong Kong legs of the World Rugby 7 series have been postponed due to the coronavirus outbreak. World Rugby announced Vietnam has confirmed 16 cases of the diseases, most of them in the Vinh Phuc province. A professor in the University of Hong Kong has issued a warning claiming that the coronavirus could infect 60% of the world's population if it's not controlled. Videos showing that nurses and doctors involved in the treatment of coronavirus in China have completely cut their hair. Health workers cut their hair to avoid getting infected and easily changed their clothes. Moving on to more local stories, the government has decided to promote police constables who have not received a promotion in a long time to police inspector positions. It was revealed at the media briefing held to announce the cabinet decisions today that many issues have arisen due to irregularities occurred when granting promotions for police officers. The relevant promotions will be granted for both male and female officers who have fulfilled relevant criteria of qualifications. Co-cabinet spokesman Minister Bandula Gunawardena said that many court cases have been filed with the Supreme Court over the granting of promotions in an irregular manner during the recent past. Considering all relevant information, promotions will be granted for police officers in accordance to the recommendations of the Special Committee during the next couple of months. Co-cabinet spokesman Minister Bandula Gunawardena said that the police was in the opinion that the governments would not heed for the grievances of the police officers. He said that the present government will rectify these injustices faced by the police officers thus far and introduce a systematic procedure to grant promotions for them. He said that this initiative will be a historical moment in the police history. The Cabinet of Ministers have granted approval for the payment of royalties for the musicians, singers and lyricists from March 1st. The relevant Gazette notification has been issued by the Ministry of Mass Media today. Under the new Cabinet paper, a television channel has to pay a sum of 100 rupees, while a radio channel will make a payment of 20 rupees as royalties to artists for telecasting and broadcasting their songs respectively. The Cabinet granted approval for the proposal to send monthly notification on the depositing of the Employee Provident Fund of a relevant individual through a text message service. The Cabinet of Ministers have also decided to extend initiative to issue free visa for foreign travellers from 48 countries by a 3-month period till April 30th. Promotion of tourism is the main objective of this initiative. The Cabinet approval was granted for food safety and stabilizing the market rate of rice and maintaining a preservation of rice stock. The decision was reached due to the expectation of a large quantity of paddy harvest this season. The Cabinet of Ministers granted approval for amendment to the supplementary estimate presented to the Parliament to acquire a financial provision of 367 billion rupees. This has been in accordance to the instructions directed by the Attorney General. The supplementary estimate was presented to make the relevant payments for the unpaid projects in the previous government period. The Cabinet has decided to allocate land plots for 8 investors to implement industrial zone projects. Investments worth 800 million rupees will be made under this initiative while creating close to 300 direct employments. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa says that the present generation has lost the freedom to engage in external activities in Dharma education owing to the competitive examinations-driven educational system. The Prime Minister made these remarks during a meeting held with the Buddhist monks of the All Ceylon Shasana Rakshaka Federation yesterday. The Federation has pointed out that the attendance of the students for Dharma school has drastically declined due to private tuition classes taking place on Sunday and full moon Poya days. The Prime Minister said that the government will take necessary steps to conduct Dharma schools on Sundays. The Federation directed the attention of the Prime Minister to preserve the archaeological and Buddhist religious sites in northeastern region. The Prime Minister said that the necessary measures will be taken to mark the boundaries of the sites for preservation purposes. The Federation also requested the Prime Minister to take steps in order to prevent the spread of misconceptions by deforming the Tripitaka Dhamma. Deputy Chairman of All Ceylon Shasana Rakshaka Federation, Venerable Professor Thumbule Silakandathera, said that the Mahasangha as well as the Buddhist community in the country were in a doubtful state in the recent past over the future of the Buddhist religious sites and their concerns. The Thera said that their aspiration is for the Prime Minister to continue to function in the Buddha Sasana ministry, bringing them hope for their future while changing the prevailing situation in the country.
Chairman of the Election Commission Mahinda Deshapuriya says that the general elections could be conducted at the end of the month of April. If the Parliament was dissolved on March 1st or 2nd, he made these remarks to the media following an event held in Colombo today. Chairman of the Election Commission Mahinda Deshapuriya said that an opinion is surfacing citing that the President has made preparations to dissolve the Parliament at the completion of the 4.5 tenure of the Parliament. Accordingly, he said that the Election Commission has informed the officials to make the necessary basic preparations for the elections from February 5th. He said that the election will be conducted before the Vesak Poya Day festival if the Parliament is dissolved on March 1st, 2nd or 3rd. He said that the most convenient date to hold the election would be April 25th, 27th, 28th or 29th, owing to the May Day.
Minister Mahinda Amaravira says he invites the citizens of the country to be a part of the present nation-building process undertaken by President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. He made these remarks at a media briefing held today. Minister Mahinda Amaravira said that Sri Lanka Freedom Party and United People's Freedom Alliance will provide support to President Gotabaya Rajapaksa unconditionally. He said that they are prepared to make any sacrifice to protect President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. He said that the president has become a leader who has disregarded any authority or privileges. He said that the president has undertaken the battle against the fraud, corruption and waste. He said that his party and the alliance will represent the ideologies of the president. He said that the general public has placed their trust on the nation-building process of the government. Minister Mahinda Amaravira invited the citizens of the country to play an active role in the present nation-building process undertaken by President Gotabaya Rajapaksa.
President Secretary Dr. P.B. Jayasundara says that information has been received over a group that influenced state officials to obtain loan and other facilities citing his name, as well as the names of several senior officials of the government. He said that this information was disclosed by a chairman of a state bank. The President's Secretary said that he has not influenced or assisted another party to influence any bank or state institution for personal favors throughout his career as a state employee. He requested the state banks and state institutions not to be deceived by the influences attempted by people seeking for illegal gains. President Secretary has also informed the respective institutions to report such instances to the police.
In the meantime, the government said that the paddy purchasing program for the Maha season has been initiated successfully. A financial provision of 3,830 million rupees has been allocated for the first phase of the project. Purchasing of paddy in Kurunegala district was initiated from Mahava zone yesterday. Paddy Purchasing Board and Divisional Secretariat Office have initiated this program. The government has allocated a financial provision of 250 million rupees for this program. The harvest in Kurunegala district is expected to be around 350,000 metric tons. In the past years, 1 kilo of Nadu paddy was purchased for a rate of 38 rupees, while 1 kilo of Samba was purchased for a rate of 41 rupees. However, this year the government has taken the initiative to purchase both types of paddy at a rate of 50 rupees. 1 kilo of paddy with a moisture level ranging from 14% to 22% will be purchased at a rate of 44 rupees. Purchasing of paddy for the Maha season in Anuradhapura district has also commenced. The harvest in the district is expected to be around 409,000 metric tons. The government has allocated a financial provision of 50 million rupees for purchasing purposes.
That's it for the news this evening. Have a good night.
Have a pleasant night.